Have the Chicago Bulls truly lost their minds, or is this just another cruel joke from the basketball gods? Seriously, are we expected to believe that after years of searching for a consistent offensive spark, after witnessing the dazzling emergence of Coby White as a legitimate star, the best course of action is to ship him off to our most bitter rival, the very team that has sent us packing from the playoffs 3 years running? If you're a Bulls fan, that question probably hits you right in the gut, stirring up a potent cocktail of disbelief, frustration, and perhaps a touch of pure, unadulterated rage. Because, frankly, the latest mock trade proposal floating around the NBA rumor mill is so utterly baffling, so strategically unsound, that it feels less like a calculated move and more like an act of self-sabotage. This isn't just about a trade. It's about the soul of a franchise, the direction of a team, and the value placed on homegrown talent. The Chicago Bulls, a team steeped in championship history, appear to be, at least in the eyes of one Bleacher Report scribe, Zach Buckley, on the verge of making a decision that would leave their loyal fanbase scratching their heads and tearing their hair out. In a recent piece dissecting potential trade packages for every team's top assets, Buckley envisions a world where Coby White, fresh off his career-defining season, is sent packing to South Beach, to the Miami Heat, in exchange for a package that, to put it mildly, feels like a cruel jest. Let's break down this head-scratching proposition. The deal, in its entirety, sees the Chicago Bulls receiving forward Nikola Jović and guard Simone Fontecchio, while the Miami Heat gleefully welcome Coby White to their ranks. On the surface, it might seem like a simple player exchange, but dig a little deeper, and the glaring inconsistencies and strategic missteps for Chicago become painfully clear. This isn't just a bad trade. It's a trade that actively weakens the Bulls, strengthens a direct rival, and squanders the immense progress White has made. To understand the sheer audacity of this proposal, we first need to appreciate the phenomenon that was Coby White last season. This wasn't just a good year. It was a breakout performance that transformed him from a promising young guard into a legitimate offensive force. He didn't just meet expectations, he shattered them, averaging a career-high 20.4 points per game. But those numbers, impressive as they are, don't even tell the full story. White wasn't just consistently good, he was spectacularly clutch, a scoring inferno in the latter stages of the season. In his final 21 contests, he bumped his scoring average to an astonishing 26.0 points, shooting a scorching 38.3% from beyond the arc during that span. From late February to early April, he was virtually unstoppable, scoring 20 points or more in an incredible 18 out of 19 games. He became the engine of the Bulls' offense, a dynamic playmaker and a fearless scorer who could create his own shot and ignite the crowd with his electrifying drives and deep triples. He was, in essence, the beacon of hope for a franchise often adrift in mediocrity. Now, let's pivot to the Miami Heat's perspective, because their motivation in this hypothetical scenario is as clear as a South Beach sky. Even after a tumultuous season where Jimmy Butler's antics seemed to torpedo team morale, the Heat, being the Heat, still found a way to claw their way into the playoffs as a number 10 seed. They did so, ironically, by dispatching the Bulls in a decisive blowout during the final Eastern Conference play-in tournament match. Their resilience is undeniable, their culture legendary, and their coaching, under the masterful Eric Spoelstra, consistently extracts maximum effort from every player. Last season, Miami saw a bounce-back year from Tyler Herro, who earned an all-star berth by starting 77 games and averaging 23.9 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Bam Adebayo continued to be a defensive anchor, and players like Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, and Kel-El were all contributed productively. However, beneath the surface of their playoff push lay a significant weakness. Their offense, despite Spoelstra's wizardry, the Heat finished a pedestrian 21st in offensive rating. Guard Terry Rozier, brought in to provide a scoring punch, saw his production crater, while Davion Mitchell had a productive 30-game stint. He's never been an intimidating scorer. Bam Adebayo, for all his defensive prowess, isn't a dominant offensive threat, and Andrew Wiggins, while solid, isn't a consistent bucket-getter who can carry an offense. This is where Coby White becomes a glittering prize for Miami. his ability to create offense, his shooting prowess, and his fearlessness would be a perfect, much-needed injection of scoring punch into a Heat team that desperately needs it. For Miami, acquiring White would be a masterstroke, a move that significantly elevates their offensive ceiling and makes them an even more formidable opponent. But what about the Chicago Bulls? What exactly are they getting in return for their burgeoning star? This is where the proposal truly unravels. The Bulls would receive Nikola Jović and Simone Fontecchio. Jović, a promising 22-year-old, presents an intriguing skill set. At 6'10", he possesses the rare combination of size, ball handling ability, and shooting touch. Last year, in 46 contests, he averaged 10.7 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 2.8 assists in 25.1 minutes per night, shooting a respectable 45.6% from the field and 37.1% from three on 4.6 attempts. He's young, he has potential, and he fits the mold of a modern, versatile forward. However, there's a significant catch, one that should send shivers down the spines of Bulls management and fans alike. Jović is a restricted free agent next summer. The Bulls have just navigated a complicated and often frustrating situation with Josh Giddey, another restricted free agent, and the prospect of immediately diving into another one with Jović is far from appealing. Managing restricted free agency can be a complex and often costly endeavor, tying up cap space and potentially leading to overpaying for a player who might not be a perfect fit. It's a strategic headache, not a clear-cut win. Then there's Simone Fontecchio. While not a complete throw-in, his impact would be minimal at best. At 29 years old, Fontecchio has career averages of 5.9 points and 2.9 rebounds across 193 NBA games. His three-point percentage, a key aspect of his game, saw a significant dip last year, dropping from a solid 42.6% on more than 6 attempts in 2023-24 to a less impressive 33.5% on 3 attempts. He's a role player, a rotational piece, but certainly not the kind of asset you trade a developing star for. The fundamental flaw in this trade proposal, beyond the immediate talent disparity, lies in the broader strategic outlook for the Chicago Bulls. Buckley highlights White's status as an unrestricted free agent after the season, implying that the Bulls might lose him for nothing. However, this argument completely overlooks Chicago's advantageous financial position. The Bulls are projected to have the most cap space in the entire league in the 2026 offseason. This isn't just a minor detail, it's a game changer. Re-signing your own unrestricted free agent is a far more straightforward and often more cost-effective process than scouring the market and potentially overpaying for an external talent. The Bulls have the financial flexibility to offer White a contract that reflects his true value and keeps him in Chicago for the foreseeable future. To trade him now, only to then enter the free agency market with a massive hole at guard and the need to replace his production, would be an act of pure folly. It would be trading a known, proven, and rapidly improving asset for potential and uncertainty, all while making a direct rival stronger. This isn't just a bad trade, it's an insult to the progress Coby White has made and a disservice to the Bulls fan base. He is the best player in this proposed deal, possessing the highest upside and a proven track record of recent success. To offload him to the very team that has consistently thwarted Chicago's playoff aspirations for a package that offers more questions than answers would be a monumental misstep. The Bulls are much better off holding onto White, nurturing his talent, and leveraging their significant cap space next summer to secure his long-term future in Chicago. Anything less would be a betrayal of their own strategic interests and a baffling surrender of a key piece of their future. So, what do you think? Does this trade proposal make your blood boil as much as it does ours? Is it a sign of desperation or just a poorly conceived idea? We want to hear your unfiltered thoughts, your passionate takes, and your strategic insights. Hit that like button if you agree that Coby White belongs in Chicago, and let us know in the comments below what you truly believe the Bulls should do with their rising star. Your voice matters, and we're eager to hear it.